Yeah,
Hello,
hi, we are like,
hello. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. And on behalf of EY, I uh, welcome all the participants for this live show on very special occasion of International Women's Day. It's our endeavor to uh, help entrepreneurs and whosoever is thinking of starting something in their career by bringing them or by giving them opportunity to interact with people who have already proven in their career, in their businesses, to know the tips which are very important in order to start something and take it further. So today, I welcome Dr. Lucky Yadav.
Thank you.
Yeah, and this is Monday evening time, so I really appreciate everyone who will join, who has already joined. Uh, a couple of our team members would also join in the process of discussion today. So, how we will go, will request the speakers to talk on the topics uh, which basically related to women entrepreneurship. And in our country, we know that the percentage still is quite low, but it is very encouraging at the same time. So a number of women also are coming further. The government is also trying by bringing various schemes for women, and it's very important for the whole entrepreneurship growth to women should also come forward and take the challenge and become successful. So we'll request the speakers to go through with their deliberation on this topic, uh, what they feel related to uh, starting the entrepreneurship, the challenges, how they should deliberate on this topic, and then when we through with the speaker, we can also take the questions which comes in between, and then we'll go on to next speaker. We'll try to you know cover up all the speakers in next 1.5 hours, and then we will conclude. Few of our EI members would also join in between, and we'll keep. Hello, madam. We'll introduce them as well. So. With these words, I again welcome Dr. Lucky Yadav and request Madam to start the session with your kind words. Thank you, Madam.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah, it's audible.
Okay, so I'm Dr. Lucky Yadav, and just to give a brief introduction, I'm a psychologist by education, and then I turned into an entrepreneur. I started a women's wear brand, which is an ethical and craft-based brand. So today is Women's Day, so I guess it's very important to bring the focus on how women can contribute as entrepreneurs, because I think women bring a lot of, not just a lot of talent, hard work, and brilliance to work. They also bring some sort of heart and emotion into it, and they have the ability to take the whole community, the whole organization, and the whole country together in any endeavor. Uh, Unfortunately, if we look at the numbers in terms of employment globally, the numbers are not so brilliant. All of us are aware of it. We wait for Women's Day to come and talk about it, but in reality, we are far, far, far away from the solution. I was reading a report which said that India would take at least 500 years to reach gender equality and pay parity in work at work. So I want to today use this day, time, and opportunity, and this platform especially, to request all my fellow women entrepreneurs and women associates that it is only us who can sort of support each other and make sure that women are moving ahead. So globally, if just to give you a number, globally about 2.7 billion women are legally restricted to have the same choice of jobs as men. This is just a number that I'm throwing at you. To continue the number, there are 104 economies they prevent, which have laws that prevent women from working in specific jobs. And 18 economies, husbands can legally prevent their wives from working. I'm just trying to focus on a global number because this is a global leadership summit, and we can see what are the trends globally. Also, we all know that women tend to be more unemployed than men. They get lesser opportunity when they are working. They are more vulnerable to exploitation. There is always a difference in pay parity. Another report says that globally women are paid less than men. So basically, women make 77% of what men make, which is unfortunate. There's nothing that can explain it. So I would again request that women, wherever organizations they are in and wherever they are in the leadership position, probably in their, at least their organization, they're constantly pushing for equality of pay and opportunity at work. Uh, Other than that, there's some more numbers that I would like to share. That again, women are not very aware about finances and how financial investments, savings, opening bank accounts. Mostly, you would hear that housewives and women tend to save money at home in form of cash, etc. How to invest, how to open an account. They are not really aware. And they say again that if 65% men have an account with any formal institution, financial institution worldwide, as compared to that only 50% women would have. So there is a great gender divide, and we know that women are mostly working in informal sectors only, like agriculture, labor, or forestry and fishing. Women need to come to the mainstream and get educated and work in more structured environment. If I were to just talk about my industry, so textile industry is somewhere where women are majorly employed, and of course there are not too many rules which are in favor of women. In fact, one of the reasons why Women's Day came into place was because a lot of protests happened in the textile industry back in 1917, which eventually led to revolutions. And then Women's Day was formally recognized and it started. If I just talk about my industry, um, women are paid in terms of craft and employment much lesser opportunities and much lesser wages as well. So uh, I when I started my brand, I had two reasons behind it. I came from a corporate sector. I had a structured job, and one day I decided to start my own venture in the area of starting a women's wear label. And I had just two thoughts behind it. One was that I come from an army background, and my father has served the country for so many years. So, in the modern context, what was my way of serving the country? One of the ways that I thought was to sustain and survive the Indian craft somehow. There's so much talent and so much art and craft in our country, which is dying because it's a legacy which carries on from generation to generation. And in the lack of them getting any encouragement and commercial support, it would eventually die out. So one of my reasons to turn an entrepreneur was this. When I took that decision, another decision that I took with it was that I come from the state of Haryana, and we have all heard that how in India and especially in the state, women are constantly told it's not a good news to have a girl child, and women are constantly told that they are a burden and they are married off early and all of that. So I wanted to change that narrative, that women can stand up on their feet, do something which can bring a change in their life and the life of the family. Because I feel that when you educate and employ a woman, she changes the whole family. It's not just an individual that goes through a change. So when I started, my venture and I regained the financial freedom and success, I really realized the value of passing it on to other women around me, because I think that a lot of women are stuck in very difficult and miserable lives just because they do not have the financial freedom, and they have someone else taking the financial decisions for them. So whichever factory I used to go to, because mostly we work through factories, we don't work directly with the artisans. So whichever factory we used to go to, or whichever craft we were working on, I would always ask the factory owners and the craftsmen that, have you employed women? How many women are working with you? Do they have equal wages? Is it a safe workplace? So the least we can do is start to ask questions, always asking questions, that how engaged women are, what are the opportunities for them. That is, I think, the least that we can start with. And I'm sure that that will go very far in bringing some sort of difference. Like, as women, we have to take this responsibility to enable, educate, make independent as many women as we can in our lifetime, and just sort of pass on the sisterhood, that we are there for each other, and we will see them through. That's my two bit today on Women's Day.
Hello. Very real talk that we had, and I really thank you to share this information, rather, which is quite important. Few things which I noted is that, one, you need to dare. Basically, you need to, come out and start. But yes, I mean, there are a lot of challenges. Uh, from the society, from the industry, the things which we do. But I guess that, compared to world, though we are literally, still very low in the numbers. But on positive note, I should say, from Entrepreneurs Association of India side, that things are moving a bit, and we are doing this kind of series, we are meeting with a lot of women entrepreneurs as well. Yes, the awareness is a problem, of course. One thing, before I move to other speaker, um, uh, may I request, because you shared bit insight of the state, which is, of course, Haryana is known for women empowerment. I mean, the sports from other sites as well. So, do you think that the big cities or smaller cities also makes a difference? I mean, keeping in the same uh, you know
So
situation.
I feel that the crowd which is in the big cities or the metro cities is not specifically from that region. The crowd that would be in Gurgaon, for example, would not be the same as would be in rest of the cities in Haryana. So that, of course, is more cosmopolitan. So you can't attribute that to a state specific, because it's a mix coming from the country. Of course, people who are there are more educated and more conscious, and they have made more conscious choices. Um, you don't see the same. Also, though I've seen extremely powerful, hardworking, and strong women in tier two cities, in villages, and where craftsmen are. I've been really surprised by the courage and spirit of women that I've worked with or met throughout the country, because we travel the country to seek out the best craft. So I think the strength of womanhood is not region specific. It's everywhere in the country. You'll find it everywhere. In
So
fact,
yes, yeah.
I read this quote. I do not remember it exactly, but it just comes to my mind that I have not met in my real life any guy as close to what they portray, as great as they portray on the screen. And I've met many women who are much better and stronger than women what you see in stories or on screen. Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. Yes, um, this fact. One thing we realized that, of course, this thing should start basically from the education quite early.
Right, right.
It's more of a mindset and more of a taking the challenges, the capabilities, and other things are all is there, but only the awareness, and that's what we try to do. And thank you, madam, for sharing your
Right.
views. So, um, so we have this Payal Sapra from US. She is scheduled next, but I guess she would require 15-20 minutes to join. So may I directly go to Mrs. Jha, Ujjwala Jha, and ask her to deliberate her views on in continuation of what we are talking, because this session is more of a learning session. We keep it live on several social networking sites, and we also do share it with our members, and the take home is basically getting information, and the most important is like uh, the dare, the thing, people should see that things are moving and looking the positive side and then taking it further. So may I request Ms. Ujjwala Jha to start her speech. Thank you, madam.
Hello everyone, मैं उज्ज्वला झा. I am honor of React Polymers. मैंने पहले तो मैं EAI का धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगी कि उन्होंने मुझे मंच दिया है बोलने का आज वुमेन्स डे के अवसर पर, और आप सबों को वुमेन्स डे की हार्दिक बधाई. जैसे मैम अभी बोल रही थी, यादव मैम बता रही थी कि वर्ल्ड की आधी पॉपुलेशन जो है वुमन है, और उनको वो फोकस, वो चीजें जो वो चाहती हैं, जो बराबरी की हकदारी वो चाह रही हैं कि हमें वर्ल्ड में मिले, वो चीजें आधी आबादी को अब तक भी नसीब नहीं हुई है. और हर कोई चाह रहा है, चाहे हमारा देश हो, यूएसए हो, कहाँ जो भी वर्ल्ड के जितने भी कंट्रीज हैं, वो सब चाह रहे हैं कि वुमन का एम्पावरमेंट हो, वो अपनी जगह को, उस मुकाम को वो हासिल कर पाए. और इस मंच से मैं अपनी एक कहानी शेयर करना चाहूंगी, शायद आप लोगों को पसंद आए और आप समझो कि एक महिला किस तरह, एक घरेलू महिला. मैं एक स्कूल टीचर थी, और अपने पति के डेथ के बाद मुझे बिजनेस क्षेत्र में आना पड़ा. मैं बिल्कुल ही, मैं ये कहूंगी कि मैं सर्विस बैकग्राउंड से बिलोंग करती हूँ. मुझे कुछ भी पता नहीं था, बिजनेस का बी तक मुझे नहीं आता था. बहुत मुश्किल था मेरे लिए सफर, क्योंकि 2012 में मैंने अपने पति को खो दिया, और उस वक्त मैंने एक बेबी को डिलीवर किया था. और ये डिलीवर करना, मेरी रिकवरी हो रही थी, 15 डेज की मेरी बेबी थी. बहुत मुश्किल था मेरे लिए ये डिसीजन ले पाना. मेरे हस्बैंड की कंपनी 2002 में एस्टेब्लिश हुई थी, रिएक्ट पॉलीमर्स, और ये निर्णय मैंने लिया कि हाँ, मैं कंपनी को रन करूंगी. कैसे रन करूंगी कुछ भी पता नहीं था. मैंने सिर्फ उनके राइट्स के लिए 15 डेज को अपनी कंपनी को बंद किया, और 15 डेज बाद मैंने अपने जो फ्रेंड्स थे, जो मेरे पति के दोस्त थे, उनके जो कुलीग्स थे, उनके जो स्टाफ थे, उन सबों से मैंने संपर्क किया और बोला कि मैं इस कंपनी को चलाना चाहती हूँ. इट वॉज अ वेरी टफ डिसीजन फॉर मी, बट मैंने लिया. मैं चलाने की कोशिश के लिए कहा कि देखती हूँ, एक मौका है, अपने पति के सपने को पूरा करना है. और उस सपने को पूरा करने के लिए मैंने पूरी अपनी जो भी, आप यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि मेरी क्या स्थिति रही होगी, क्या मेरी मानसिक स्थिति रही होगी उस वक्त, और क्या मेरी
क्या बोल रहे हो मैडम?
शारीरिक अवस्था भी मेरी अच्छी नहीं थी उस वक्त. और मैंने उस वक्त वो डिसीजन लिया, और सब लोगों से जो मुझे मिला, सहयोग मिला, तो मैंने अपनी कंपनी को रन करना शुरू किया. और इस बीच मुझे बहुत सारी कठिनाइयों का सामना करना पड़ा. बिल्कुल बिजनेस बैकग्राउंड नहीं था, ना कोई भी इंटरेस्ट मेरा कभी बिजनेस में रहा कि मैं अपने पति के कामों में कभी भागीदारी करती तो मुझे पता होता कि क्या चीजें होती है. इवन जो हमारी कंपनी मैन्युफैक्चर करती है, उन पार्ट्स के नाम, उन प्लास्टिक रेजिन्स के नाम जो यूज होते हैं, जो मशीनें हैं, उनको कैसे, उनका क्या फंक्शंस हैं, हमारे एम्प्लॉयज क्या करते हैं, कैसे वो हमारे जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं वो कंपनीज तक जाती है, कुछ भी नहीं पता था. फोन आता, मैं उन चीजों को सुनती और मैं बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाती कि ना, मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगी, मुझसे होगा नहीं। बट मैंने उस चीज को, उस जो फेज थे उससे मैंने अपने आप को बाहर निकाला, सारी चीजों को मैंने सीखा। कुछ तो मुझे अनुभव मिला, अनुभव से मैंने सीखा कुछ चीजें, और कुछ चीजें मुझे सीखनी पड़ी। कहते हैं कि जो है आदमी प्रैक्टिस मेक्स अ मैन परफेक्ट वाली बात है। मैंने बहुत सारी चीजें सीखी इससे उससे, जैसे हुआ जो भी हुआ। कंडीशंस बहुत बुरे थे, बहुत टफ होती थी। मैं बिल्कुल, मैं टेक्निकली साउंड भी नहीं हूँ, तो वो चीजें मुझे बहुत परेशान करती थी। बट 2012 से लेके 2020 तक का सफर मेरा सफल सफर रहा। मैंने सफलता के साथ अपनी कंपनी को रन किया और उस मुकाम पर ले आई जो मेरे पति चाह रहे थे कि वो कंपनी उस मुकाम पे रहे। और जो भी महिलाएं थी इसमें, काफी हमारे जो कंपोनेंट होते हैं वो अनफिनिश्ड निकलते हैं, उनको फिनिश गुड बनाने के लिए, बिल्कुल सप्लाई के लायक बनाने के लिए महिलाओं की जरूरत पड़ती है। वो डिप्लेसिंग करती हैं उन चीजों को, उनकी पैकेजिंग होती है, उसमें मैंने महिलाओं को दिया, उनकी भागीदारी दी, उनको मैंने एम्प्लॉय किया, एम्प्लॉयमेंट दी उनको। वो महिलाएं मेरे साथ, करीब 15 महिलाएं उस वक्त जुड़ी हुई थी। तो मेरा एक छोटा सा प्रयास था कि महिला जो घर के अंदर रहती है, कैसे वो आबादी एक अपने आप को कहीं भी सेटल डाउन करे, वो कैसे वो सीखे, और कैसे मैं सीखूं, मैं कैसे अपने आप को एक उदाहरण बना सकूं। बहुत बड़ा तो मेरा अचीवमेंट नहीं है, छोटा सा अचीवमेंट है, लेकिन मैं सोच रही थी कि शायद वो चीज मुझे मिले जो लोगों को। हेलो, सॉरी, थोड़ा कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स आ गई थी, दैट्स व्हाई मैं यहाँ बोल नहीं पाई। तो वो चीजें मैं चाह रही थी कि मुझे मिले वो चीजें, और मैं अपने आप को उस जगह सेटल डाउन कर सकूं। और मैंने किया भी, मैंने कोशिश की। और आप लोगों से अभी मैं बताना चाहूंगी कि ये कोरोना काल में मेरी कंपनीज को कुछ लॉसेस हुए, कुछ परेशानियां आई मेरे साथ। मैं स्टिल नाउ मैं स्ट्रगल कर रही हूँ अपनी कंपनी को उसी लेवल पर ले जाने के लिए। आप सबों से सहयोग अपेक्षित है। उम्मीद करती हूँ कि आपके वेल विशेस मेरे साथ रहेंगे। थैंक यू एवरीवन, थैंक्स अ लॉट, हैप्पी वुमेन्स डे।
Hello. So
हेलो।
we are really thankful to hear you, madam. It's very nice. ये बहुत अच्छी बात है कि हमारे साथ भी है ना, we have personally I have two such cases where uh, I also helped from my side. That lead, I know, the same similar sort of thing happened with one of my friends, and his wife, I mean, we I'm talking about, you know, some professional, I mean, CA firm sort of, you know, her husband basically started, she is not even a CA, but with help of you know, few good friends, and I mean, I was also part of that. She is able to run it. I mean, only thing is that, yes, I mean, you just think on it. You have if you have the determination, um, I guess, you know, you will get a way. That is the take, I mean, from me, from your words, and I really appreciate that. Hello, is it audible?
हेलो, हेलो, यस, हेलो।
Hello.
तो
So
ऑडियो प्रॉब्लम है, पता नहीं। हेलो, हेलो।
yes, so I think it's very nice. I mean, that's what we wanted basically here, to hear from people who has done some uh, differences on the ground. See, I mean, whether it's women or men, I mean, the challenges would come. And India, the situation, I think we heard one from one of the learned speakers that um, in many part of our country, I mean, the women and even the men both are same. I mean, the awareness and the dare and other things uh, are almost at the same level. I mean, whosoever is basically taking this as a challenge coming it out. Yes, I mean it's difficult, but yes, I mean there is a way as well in and it's somehow it is happening. So I'll move to the next speaker. I'm really sorry, Miss Payal Sapra. She is from US. It's um, I mean, I was supposed to request you first, but since you were, I could not see you. That's why I moved on the next speaker. So I welcome Miss Payal, on behalf of EAI. I have little less information because I also was just preparing.
No
So
problem.
I welcome you, madam, and on this very auspicious occasion, I greet all women's. I'm moderating on behalf of EAI. Our idea was only to listen from you people, whatever you faced in your life in order to achieve something or in order to do something in order so that we can this can motivate to others as well, because we feel that all the ingredients are there, but only thing required is the first step basically to move ahead. So I request madam you to start your deliberations, and then we'll move on the question and answer session.
Sure. Hi. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. I am Payal Agrawal, and I have more than a decade experience in technology side in IT. I started with BSc, like Bachelor's in Science. I did my MBA Finance from India, and after working a while there, I moved to US. So right now, I'm working on BI and ML in United States, and I have worked on many domains. So I have a good industry exposure too. Firstly, happy International Women's Day to Mrs. Yadav and all the women out there with me. Thank you so much for giving me this platform to speak. So I would like to start by talking about how women are there in technology today compared to earlier. And the latest example of that is our Swati Mohan on Mars mission, right? Her bindi was so trending all over the world that we can see that women are everywhere, no doubt. So being an Indian, like Indian origin scientist and being at that platform, so even if we take examples of women entrepreneurs around, we are at all various roles and handling so many various kind of roles in our organizations that it is commendable. But like our other speakers have said, this is not where we want to be. This is not an ideal situation where there is gender parity. There are many things where women can do but still not there. So when it comes to technology, then there are so many reasons that we still don't see many women in tech. One of the reasons being that that thing at the back of the mind that says that coders work extra hours and they work more than other roles that women take. So we feel that if I go in the technology side, would I have to work all day and night and leave my kids behind? That is one thought that let women go less into technology than they want to go to other roles. And there are other reasons. Of coming to the first one that I said, that's not true so much anymore. It being life has become so flexible, especially with the COVID times and with the recent times. We are working in our own hours, we are working virtually. And the other reason being that it's not just the coding that women do in technology. We have product officers, software engineers, policy managers, we have talent management. There are so many various roles that women can take in technology. So that awareness needs to come. And then other thing is that we still have that societal norms that women go into BTech or STEM education, not just to get good roles in job. That thing is modifying slowly in big cities, but it is still not there. So with that, keeping that in mind, we still have to acknowledge how much teachers have changed themselves, the steep learning curve they had in this COVID times. that they are all virtual. They are using the technology that they had never used. You would be surprised with the teachers in 40s and 50s who had no idea of how to use Zoom lessons and everything. They are doing wonderful. So we know that this all comes in, we know that this all can happen, but what we can do as to make that better. So tech entrepreneurship is still an area to to go more into. When it comes to tech entrepreneurship, we say that if you can launch your own app or a game or a website to go into the tech entrepreneurship, but it is not just the technical knowledge that you need. It should not be a showstopper that you didn't do your coding background studies to be a tech entrepreneur. What you really need is that solid business idea that your customers would be going to. So as long as you have your ground set, you can hire anybody after a while to do your app development, or you can create a very basic app to reach out to your customers. So once you have your implementation and planning ready, then going to the app side of it is not as big a deal as it used to be almost a decade back. That's all I would like to say. Is there anything else you would want to know? Then please let me know.
So, since you are in US, you are in tech side. I think both things are like, if I request you to assess both the things from the Indian perspective, the technology, yes, I think most of the, I mean, women participation would be, uh, I mean, there, but it's not very even satisfactory number. This one second, that is it, I mean, from the US perspective, that I mean, we do understand in the US things are like moving very fast from the technology side. What are your suggestions, for the Indian women's trying to get into the IT side and trying to do something there?
So it is about the pipeline to get better, right? We still have a weak pipeline when it specifically comes to India. The reason we don't have any women in technology in doing the tech jobs is because either we are not preferring STEM roles so much, or uh, even when women do engineering and all that STEM related background, they are still not joining the jobs. They feel that they cannot cope up with the pressure that tech takes with their family life. So
Hmm.
that is one of the important factors that we don't see many women in tech. And secondly is about the awareness of the roles that I was talking to you about. It is not just coding that needs in tech. You can be in operations, you can do QA, you can have product management, program management. There are so many roles that women can go to. So for that, awareness can be raised, and we will then see more women in tech side.
Okay, one more thing I'd like to ask. See, here we have seen in past few years only that this sort of awareness is being spreaded at educational level. I mean, we have, I mean, this thing has started. You know, the few universities, few colleges have started their own, say, entrepreneurship cell, or they have also started some sort of co-working centers so that people can interact, can think of beyond getting job or so. But it's very new. I mean, it's not that every such educational institution have this kind of facility. So. What would be yours? I mean, suggestion that at which stage this message should go to either at the student level, or people can also think and change at when they proceed in their career.
Right. This is one very important thing. Thank you for asking that question that I'd like to bring up. Is when we are getting our education, when you say that I'm in US, how do I compare myself to what needs to be done? Is it is not just the STEM education that is needed to be there. it is what our kids have, but we can do more focus on at the early stages, which goes a long way. And that important thing is critical thinking. That important thing is synthesizing the information, the problem solving skills, not just theoretical domain expertise. That is not the theoretical domain expertise is not the only thing that goes a long way. As long as we focus on critical thinking on our for our kids and the problem solving and giving them more case studies like they do in MBA and all, if that happens from the early stages of education, that happens here. I have seen that. And now with the education reforms in India, the new policies that I'm reading, I think that's coming along. But we can do extra focus towards those areas to make it go in the long to make it work in the longer run.
Thank you, madam.
Does that answer your
Yes,
question?
and yeah, thanks a lot. Yes, one more thing that I used to tell in all of our programs that here most of the people think that if something is already there, just go, just start or do something just for doing. There are a lot of crowd trying to do something differently, and they will end up in doing something which is already there. I mean, it's like inventing the wheel. So many people try that, and then soon they will realize that okay, it's not happening. It's already there. You are not coping with the market, and so one should be quite careful at that stage as well. So. Uh, Thanks a lot, madam, for your insights on this very important topic. We'll come back to you for some questions. I request you to be for some time before we conclude. So, meanwhile, I mean, before we move, we have Manoj Attri, who is our board member at
Excuse me,
EAI,
sir.
and
Sir,
and
Safi sir, Lipsy ma'am is here. We can
yes,
we can
yes, yes,
continue
yes,
with
yes.
her.
I have seen it. I have seen her. Welcome. Uh,
1 second,
so,
sorry.
before we, yeah, please, you were saying something?
Yeah, Shashiman, I was saying that I would like to apologize. It is my working hours to begin now. So if it is okay, I would like to take your leave. Like it is my
Please, please,
morning
please,
here.
please. Please.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for
Yeah,
your
it was a
being here
pleasure
for
being
your time.
here.
Yeah,
Yep. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
thanks. So, before we move further, I would like to request Mr. Manoj, who is our board member at EAI and a very young entrepreneur, very energetic, and to tell something about EAI that what we do it here. I mean, I will take few minutes, and then we'll move to uh, uh, Ms. Lipsy for her words. Ms. Manoj,
Hi,
if
thank
you can just
you.
take a few minutes.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much, Shashi Mohanji, for giving me this opportunity. I hope everyone can hear me well. And
Yeah.
I would like to wish a very happy Women's Day to all the beautiful and wonderful women out here on my screen. Thank you very much for joining us in EAI. We can't imagine our world without women. And luckily, I have got a chance to meet Dr. Yadav in the morning, and she was telling me to wish her a happy Women's Day. So, and it was like a very funny. It actually became a very funny moment for us because she is a very old friend also, and I think I have never wished her a very this International Women Day ever. But this time I really wanted to wish Lucky also a very happy International Women's Day, and I definitely want all the women to empower themselves, and they are empowering the world as well. So I would like to thank all of them for doing this gesture to the entire world. And EAI, as you all know, that is a platform for the entrepreneurs who want to do something in their life, and they are looking for the mentors, they are looking for the fundings, they are looking for any sort of help in Indian ecosystem. we are trying to help them to get those things in a single window and on a single table. So this is what EAI does, and I'm very happy and glad that this time we are fortunate enough to organize this special program for all the women from overseas and from our domestic ecosystem. I again welcome all of you, Dr. Lucky Yadav and Miss Lipsy and Miss Ujwala Jha, and every other woman who have joined so far. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to hear out from you. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Manojji. Um, we'll move to our next guest, who is Miss Lipsy Kumari. She is graduate from MIT, and uh, she has worked in various organizations quite reputed, and she's in US. She's founder of 360 Mentors organization. Mentors are quite important. I mean, to like their guru. And on this day, I think I welcome her on this platform of EAI. And we would like to understand, Madam, uh, we heard three speakers on basically the challenges and things that we all should need to understand if we talk entrepreneurship and taking some challenges, particularly from the Indian perspective. Um, so we would like to hear you from you on that front, and at last we'll be taking some questions from the audience as well. So you're welcome, madam. Please.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And it is great to be here. First, let me congratulate all the people and organizers who have been putting this much effort to organize this event, because I understand what goes behind organizing such event, getting everyone together, and then having this opportunity for others to be inspired and then work towards their goal. So thanks for putting that effort. And though we don't need a day to celebrate, but because we do have it, so I wish happy Women's Day to all of us, all of you, including men, because they are equally part of the society, and they're 50%. They are contributing 50% in it. So um, whenever I start talking about it, I always give credit to the male and the female member of our family and society who have been supporting us to achieve and achieve our dreams, or to empower ourselves. Whether it could be anybody in our family. So I will. Many of you may not know about me, so let me give a quick round of introduction about myself. So, my grandfather have been from Bihar, and I have been born and raised in Jamshedpur, which was part of Bihar until 2000, 2001. I studied in Hindi medium school till 10th grade, and then I did my undergraduation in engineering. And from that time on, I've been working in the technology service industry in India in different cities. Um, and then I got an opportunity to work into client sites in United States. And so I have been working in clients such as Nike, Walgreens. Um, so that gave me enough exposure to see that the new technology trends that was going on, what was the requirement in the market. And I strongly feel that any person who has drive to do or achieve, that drives that person. It's not that what conditioning that we had been given. So I feel I'm a good example of it. Though I did not have the right conditioning, but I had the drive, so I pursued it. And then I think that's very important. And then I am currently I am studying at MIT, doing supply chain management and the research in its research area. Um, and I'm also being involved in social entrepreneurship. So one of my social entrepreneurship is 360 mentorship, which is supporting the underprivileged young women to encourage them and to help them in whatever capacity they want to grow. So this is about me. I've also made a quick presentation if time allows.
Yeah, please. I mean, we would like to finish it off by 6:15. So you
Mhm.
can quickly run through it. We'll be happy to watch it.
Okay, let me share my screen. Share screen. Let me know if you're able to see my screen.
We can see that.
Mm, I don't think I am able to share the screen, but that's fine.
No problem.
I would note
You can read it
yeah,
out.
yeah. I can just inform you about this. So I've collected data to tell you that women in science and technology, how much they're lagging behind. So, if we categorize different regions of India, suppose east, west, north, south, then we can find out that what is the percentage that or the ratio we have for girls versus boys, which are into undergrad and in technology sector. Because we all know that, and we have realized during Corona time that we all are relying on technology to function, so it's not going away. Rather, it will expand, and then we will see more usage of technology in almost every field. Whether it is the device that we wear, and then it gets the data, it fetch the data, and then it further captures your physical movement and your activity to convey that how fit you are. So technology is not going anywhere. So for in East, the ratio of a girl versus boy in undergrad technology program is 1 versus 46. The same ratio in West is 1 versus 3.5. In North, it is 1 is to 5. And in South, it is 1 is to 2.5. And the information that we saw for East, the situation it could be worse for the states such as Bihar and Jharkhand, which was part of just one state. um, so considering this number, we know that we need more women in technology, and I have experienced with especially Indian women. They have a very knack and skill on almost anything that you train her, because they have risen from the a troubled environment. Like they had to face the difficult environment to come to the level where they are. So given the right tools, they will be able to achieve big. So then why do we need women in science and technology, right? We know that around 17% people, they get killed in any car accident, or 73% they have more odds of being seriously injured by the driving conditions. So whenever any car company does the testing for the safety of automobiles, whether it is the dummy, when they put the dummy on the seat to check the head, neck, chest, abdomen, and leg situations. Most of these samples are male samples. So women, they were not even included in the clinical trials until 1993. And before all this research in healthcare and medicine was mostly done using most of the male model data science, male model data. So, but we know that the impact that it will have on a men and a women will be different. So the data which speaks generically, it is mostly for men, not exclusively for women. So now, event slowly in Western countries, at least, it's been adopted, and then they are being also used as clinical trial samples. Then only we will know the best result, that what is the best fit for women. As of now, we don't know that. Similarly, in their apparels, in the dress that they wear, IoT sensor, which sends and gets all the data of your heartbeat, your sleeping time, which predicts your cardiovascular diseases, per se, that how much active you are, and how your details or features behaving for your daily actions. So we are using technology for women as the sample in order to help them in the society. So that is why and to bring the right perspective in the research work for, and which is for half of the planet. So we know that we don't have enough women, so what we can do about it? Of course, we do need more and more women scientists and leaders in the role. So the best way to deal with it, instead of brute force, I believe the best way to deal with it is to inspire them, or provide them and empower them with the right guidance, right tools, so that they can use those tools for their own benefits. And the best area is villages and small towns, because there you see there's so much potential, but they are not being guided enough. They don't know what opportunities exist. So for me to come here, it took me 10 years. If we have mentors who can guide ignited mind in a right way, it may take less time for them, and they will choose the right direction for themselves. And that's why I started this 360 mentors. I can put it in chat after I'm done talking here. What it does, it collaborates with directly small town students, and then provides mentorship on different session, whether it is equipping it with the right skills which is needed in the industry, in all across all different domains: technology, science, politics, uh, mm, and then so we need more mentors who can be a role model for them, and the students can reach out to them at any time. I have provided the name of the website in the chat. Any questions, if you have, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer.
So, so thank you. I mean, you really touched the base requirements, and I think here from the Indian perspective, things are, as I'm saying continuously, that things are improving, and one need to be there, and with the good mentors and support. But these things are already is there in India as well, that you just need to find right people, right place, and then yes, difficulties and challenges are there. It's everywhere, and but one, Sheikh, you are not. So one thing I would like to ask you, that since you talked about the Jharkhand, you are in US. So what the thing you would like to change back home, if
Yeah, thank you for this question. So, as I told you, I want to change that social stigma that women. So there are boundaries. There are unlimited boundaries that have been created in societies for women. For example, when I was growing up, I was an athlete. So I remember. And all of these boundaries have been set by family members itself, not your direct parents. But so I was very sorry to deviate, but I was very fortunate enough to have parents who empower their children in whatever they wanted. They were always there in whatever career I decided to choose. So growing up, I was an athlete. um I'm glad that my parents helped me empower that. So it helps now because my colleagues here, they are not physically active and they have different health issues. Even I do get health issues because of sitting for long hours. So it's very important to know that what helps you to function better. So I'm coming back to the question that what I want to change. I want to change that social stigma that people set in their own families or around the society, that she should dress in a certain way, or she should study only this, or any barrier that anyone else decides for her. That has to change. And for that, we need to empower our women in all best capacity so that she is able to take that decision. Because all of us, especially women, and it's proven that they have more resilience. They go through different challenges and problems, but still they bounce back. So their resilience powers functions on a different level. So I would like to change this decision making capabilities for the women so that they can decide for themselves. And that is happening via that can happen via empowering them. So and this platform, which is, and you can empower them by any way. You can mentor them, you can speak to them, you can be there, just you can just hear her. And in any of her challenge, the challenge could be professional, the challenge could be personal, because the fight that a woman goes through, it not just professional, it is personal as well. At majority of the time, it is at personal level. Yeah. See, I'm seeing the head nods from many people. That means that I'm touching the right string.
Thanks a lot. Yes, I mean these things are required, and but many things, many times we believe here that um, yes, I mean there are certain things which comes from the social background, the infrastructure, availability of the opportunities, and so many things are there. But whosoever has tried, because we met several entrepreneurs, several business persons, eminent people who have basically started by assessing the problems. I mean, there are many businesses who has just emerged because, to fulfill a gap which was there, and they just wanted to bring out a solution. I think every business is business or person as such. We are not, even if we don't talk businesses only, the person, their personal growth, whether in employment or entrepreneurship, uh, the only thing is, I mean, this most important thing is that one should have some goal and then try to come out from that situation, and things are bound to change. That's what I believe personally, and we also believe it. Yeah. So thank you. Thanks a lot for sharing this insight. Um, I So we had one speaker from Mauritius, um, Mrs. Nalini, but I guess that she is stuck in some meeting and she may not join, or I don't know, she will be late. So we have Mr. Abhishek Singh with us, and So I request him to say a few words about this auspicious day first, and see, he works extensively with entrepreneurs, and primarily he was part of several such deliberations wherein the empowering women and bringing women, and I think many a times we had uh, discussions as well that many of the government schemes are also not getting successful because they are not able to find eligible women at the ground. So this is one side the government is trying to, another side is the challenge as well. So in between there is something which needs to be worked out. So I request Mr. Abhishek Singh to say a few words about the AI and about this seminar today, and then we'll move to some question answers before we conclude it.
Good evening to everyone, and good morning to most of the speakers. First of all, a very happy International Women's Day, and I'm really glad and very I'm feeling very good, finally to be part of this I'm sorry. I was late to join because we have our annual summit and Bihar Entrepreneurship Summit, and because of that only I am in Patna. And I had a meeting, with the chief guest today evening, so that's why I joined late. But when I and I discussed with the team at the EI office, and when we saw the lineup, the speaker story, and came to know about the journey of all the speakers today. It was really inspiring. Why it is inspiring? Because we on daily basis we used to talk to young girls. I am sitting with two interns right now in front of me, and I know we are together listening to what you people were like talking about, and then we always talk about women empowerment and women entrepreneurship, startups by women, especially in tier 3, tier 4 cities. I am just removing the metro and sub metro from this list, and there, you need a big. Uh, First is that motivational support, and the second is the that preparatory support, and or you can say the executable support. So that is very much missing, still missing in the tier 3 and tier 4 cities of towns of India, and that's why we were very excited that we should have something from speakers or from different background with different experiences and their learnings, how they beat the challenges which they came across in their journey till now. And I was listening to a couple of last speakers. So that was amazing. I again, I'm thankful to EAI and thankful to the organizing team. And one more thing, I would just like to add on that, especially to all the speakers, that we should, if by the help of you people, we can get more ideas on how we should write to the government and other agencies which can help into developing this ecosystem for women entrepreneurs. Like, I will just tell you about Bihar. Government of Bihar declared a fund of 200 crore for women entrepreneurs in this state budget. But I think the fund will not do much except the initial funding. But it needs like 3 hours of hand-holding support, and there all of you would be required as mentors and supporters, and I think that is where the real challenge start. And if we want to have some successful women entrepreneurs. So I hope, Sasi ji, thank you for inviting me here, and thank you everyone for joining. All the EI team members, and thank you to all the audiences.
So thanks Abhishek ji, because he is the person on the ground. He's working with a number of startups and entrepreneurs. So thanks a lot, Abhishek ji, for your words. And it's quite important that we uh, there's only not only that we change. I mean, the journey is from the social perspective to bringing more information awareness to whosoever has already taken that challenge, then to empowering them, and then government is also trying. I mean, government the government being, I mean, we have been watching the Indian scenario since at least 10 years, I would say. The government is being honest, several programs, several schemes, several things are there on the ground to be implemented. But yes, I mean, they're also facing challenges in some or other way. So together, that's what was also our intention to have some platform like this, wherein we can, being an entrepreneur in some or other field, we can bring in more people, so that we can showcase that yes, I mean, things are possible, we can do it, things are there, we are doing, so why not you? And so this is our journey. I hope that whosoever has joined us must have been benefited with this conversation. I I think it's like 1 hour, so we can even conclude. I mean, we were waiting
We
for.
have, we have also one questions from the audience right now on the screen. Anyone would like to
So,
answer?
home to the society. I think, see, this is a very important question, of course. So, I would ask Mrs. Ujwala Jha to elaborate a little bit on this question.
We
I,
can't
you are,
hear. We can't hear her. Maybe she's talking in mute.
Maybe you're on mute, yes.
Mansu, can you
Listening?
unmute her?
No. Hello?
Yeah,
Yes,
we can
madam.
hear you now.
सुन सकते हैं आपको
Hello?
जी.
या सर, एक्चुअली मेरे शायद प्रॉब्लम है मेरे ऑडियो में, मैं सुन नहीं पा रही आप लोगों को प्रॉपरली, और मेरी ऑफिस से कई बार कॉल आ गई, सो सॉरी फॉर माय बिहेवियर, मुझे कई बार लीव करना पड़ा। या मैं सुनना चाहूंगी आपने क्या पूछा, आप अगेन उसको दोहराएं प्लीज। हेलो।
हमारे एक दर्शक ने ये पूछा है कि बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट सा ही है कि women I mean nurtures and develops the home, so how it can be taken to the society, समाज में कैसे आप तो लाइव एग्जांपल है वैसे, you have established something
मैं
great.
सबसे पहले तो ये कहना चाहूंगी आप लोगों से कि सॉरी अगर मैं गलत हूं, लेकिन मुझे ये चीज लगती है कि आप कहते हैं एक्सीडेंटली, मैं एक चीज वर्ड उसमें ऐड करना चाहूंगी कि मैं एक्सीडेंटली इस चीज में आ गई, मुझे नहीं पता था बिजनेस का। बट अगर हम वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट की बात करते हैं तो ये एक्सीडेंटली नहीं होना चाहिए। हम वुमेन को इतना सक्षम बनाए कि वो अपने आप को इस जो भी माहौल है हमारे पास, बहुत अगर सोर्सेस हैं ठीक है, अगर सोर्सेस नहीं है हमारे पास तो कैसे औरतें अपने सोर्सेस को डेवलप करेंगी, कैसे एक गांव की महिला, एक जो मैं न्यूनतम स्तर की बात कर रही हूँ, अगर कोई महिला अगर पापड़ बड़ी या वटेवर जो उनकी क्वालिटी है वो अगर मार्केट तक लाना चाह रही है, तो ये सोर्सेस जो हम डेवलप करना है, मतलब हम महिलाओं को चाहिए कि ऐसे कुछ वो एक चीज कोई ऐसे ग्रुप ग्रो करें जिससे कि वो चीजें मार्केट तक आए, जिससे उनकी जो क्या कहूँ, हर एक महिला जो घर से निकलना चाह रही है, जो चाह रही है कि उसकी भागीदारी हो, वो जो डिपेंड है फाइनेंशियली डिपेंड है दूसरों के ऊपर, या मैं कहूँ कि उनकी जो क्या कह सकती हूँ कि औरतों को स्वावलंबी होना चाहिए, उनको लगना चाहिए कि हाँ मैं भी कुछ हूँ, मैं भी कुछ कर सकती हूँ, और मेरी समाज में स्थिति वो नहीं दिखनी चाहिए जैसा मैं महसूस कर रही थी उस टाइम जब मेरे पति को मैंने खो दिया था। उस वक्त मैंने अपने टीचिंग प्रोफेशन से को छोड़ दिया था, और मुझे ये भी चीजें मेरे फैमिली ने मुझे बहुत सपोर्ट किया, और मेरे 70 इयर्स फादर जो मेरे फादर ऑफिसर थे, गेजेटेड ऑफिसर थे बिहार गवर्नमेंट में, उन्होंने मुझे अपने सारे अनुभवों को मुझे सिखाया कि कैसे मतलब तुम्हें कैसे चलना है, कैसे करना है, उन्हें बैकअप दिया मुझे। तो वो चीजें जो है वो चीज मेरे साथ थी। लेकिन कई महिलाएं ऐसी हैं कि बाय एक्सीडेंटली अगर वो अपने पति को खो देती है या उनके साथ कुछ और भी मिसहैपनिंग हो जाती है, तो वो अपने आप को स्टैंड नहीं कर पा रही, उनको नहीं पता कि वो कैसे अपने आप को स्टैंड करेंगी। वो चीजें मैं उम्मीद करती हूँ कि आगे जब हम अगली मीट में मिलें, अगले वोमेंस डे पर मिलें, तो ये चीजें काफी अलग हो जाए, काफी अलग हो। कोई ये ना कहे कि हाँ नहीं नहीं ये चीज है अब होनी चाहिए, वो वाली बात ना हो, ये हो गई है। तो वो चीजें मैं चाहूंगी कि समाज में मैं उस चीज को एक औरत के उस व्यू के रूप में देना चाहूंगी कि समाज ये समझे कि औरत अगर आपकी आधी आबादी है तो सेल्फ डिपेंडेंट होनी चाहिए। उसके एम्पावरमेंट के लिए जो भी काम होगा गवर्नमेंट कर रही है, लेकिन हम महिलाएं क्यों नहीं? हम अगर सक्षम हैं, हम अगर उस जगह पे आ गई हैं कि हम किसको भी इसके लिए इनकरेज कर सकती हूँ, उनको मोटिवेट कर सकती हूँ, उनको प्रमोट कर सकती है, तो क्यों नहीं कर रही? ये मेरी सोच है। आई एम सॉरी
Thank
अगर
you.
मैंने कुछ गलत कहा हो तो।
Thank you, madam. I mean, it is
Shimon,
like,
I want to take
yeah, please,
that question as well.
please,
Ria, if you're listening to me, and every single
Yeah.
woman who is listening to me right now, patriarchy is a concept that exists in the mind of men. Do not let that concept enter your mind. It's a concept to make women feel that they are lesser or lesser empowered, lesser capable. Never let that idea get into your mind. You are far capable, far stronger, far intelligent, far superior a species. You can see that everywhere. We are worshipped, we are looked up to, we are nurturers. We run homes, we run organizations, we are CEOs, we are pilots, we are everywhere. Patriarchy is a concept which is very regressive. Do not let it take over your mind.
no, no, but now the
It is
code,
only so much as you would let it exist. I have been several times in situations where I am on the board or I'm in the leadership with being the only woman, but I have never let it get inside my mind. Do not let it get inside your head.
thank you, madam. I think this concept is like more orthodox. The courts has also come out quite strongly to break it out. But yes, I mean there is something the Indian side. Of course, the time is one thing that is required here, things to change. And one thing which I can say on the story of Mrs. Jha, that see, if something has, I mean, accidents are always unfortunate. It happened to you, but when any person, if he or she thinks that yes, I mean, if I'll not do this, it's kind of accidental situation. So then, if you I mean, it's also related to your tribe, your passion, and your I mean, कितना भूख लगा है. So things are then easy. Why people when you feel that there are no other options than to do this, that determination, it works it out. It works out. And even if it's not that only in this situation one can work out, but yes, I mean, this is also one of the situation that people can believe in herself, himself, and then things can uh, get. I mean, it works. That I'm continuously saying it. Thanks a lot uh, for these words. And Lisa, you want to add something on this? Lipsy, sorry, I'm sorry, I spelled your name wrongly. You want to add something?
I completely agree with whatever both the panelists said here. It's a concept. So I want to go dig down in here. The question says that how do we tackle it with patriarchal society of India? Maybe we are considering the short term horizon, and that's why we are saying it is true that there is patriarchy, but even though there is patriarchy, there we have examples and data and evidences that there are successful women in front of us, right? So it is upon the women, the responsibility lies in the women, and as you also mentioned that it depends upon how hungry you are. If you're hungry for one chapati, you'll eat one chapati. If you're hungry for 10 chapatis, you can eat 10 chapatis, right? So it all depends upon how much that you can do by balancing by balancing. So it all depends upon that person, that how much they can drive it. Having said that, I know that there are challenges from the society, but that does not matter if you really, if you have determined that you want to do something, right? So you nurture yourself. If there's nobody else who is nurturing you, you reach out to people whom you find that they'll be able to help you. Like there are, as we have discussed, there are mentors available. They have to reach out to somebody. So communication is going to play a key role here. And as this question says, maybe as I said, that we are considering the short time frame, because India had been ruled by different people who did not have interest in India. But if we further go down in the history, like years back, we have seen that women had more powers, right? The finance ministry was finance ministry is with goddess Durga. The health ministry is with goddess Saraswati. And I'm saying we worship our goddess Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Durga. So all these major ministries are with them. So because of the long term of not being independent, and we did not have that strong rule which was invested in the interest of India, this happened. So and then again we have to rise. We individually, we have that responsibility to rise and then achieve whatever we want to.
Thank you. And it's changing. It's changing. It's not that situation earlier. And I'll tell that, from my experience, we are working with with businesses as well since 20 years. But this time is really the best time, I would say that, for everybody's life, from the student to all gender and age group. It's best time for India. I mean, everybody, even from outside, people are looking India as a very good perspective from the business side, from the employment, from everything. So my last words are that, one need to be ready. I mean, prepared. That is important, and opportunities are there. Hundreds of positive things are there. Yes, I mean, there are challenges, and challenges are challenges. One need to overcome it in order to move ahead. So with these words, I thank Dr. Lucky Yadav, Mrs. Ujjwala Jha, Lipsy Kumari. It's my first interaction with you people. I'm obliged and very, very thankful and grateful to you for sparing time for this occasion. We hope we'll get back to you people. And one thing which Abhishek said, that whenever you get time, whenever you feel reaching it out to us and telling some areas wherein we can work out from the government side, from the entrepreneurial side, from the mentoring, from the handholding, we'll be very happy to take it further, wherein the way you want. So thanks again.
Shashi Mohanji and Abhishek ji, whenever you need any sort of support from our side, we would be happy to help. Women on the ground, women entrepreneurs, every possible way that we can.
Thank you.
+1 from my side as well.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you for organizing this.
Thanks, madam.
Thank you. Thank you. Good day.
Thanks.